Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at this jelly jar porch light style fixture. Now usually when you find these, there's some type of fluorescent, whether it be more commonly the preheat PL bulbs or electronic, or well, now they're, LED. But anyway, this one is none of those. This particular one here, as you probably already saw from the title, is 50 watt high pressure sodium. Very cool. I've seen these out and about over the years. I've also seen these in 13 watt PL versions. So I'm sure they made, fluorescent, and then this was kind of the higher end, you want something brighter, 50 watt high pressure sodium you can get. And obviously it needs room to accommodate that, so you can see up here at the top, this is a bit thicker than the, thinner ones that you'd find for the 13 watt PL because, well, you have a 50 watt high pressure sodium ballast in there. So I don't know if I already mentioned in the spiel of information I already said, but this is a Hubbell fixture, and there's a side profile here, and we have the straight on. There's the other side, and we have the back with the information sticker here. Hubbell 50 watt S68 high pressure sodium lamp, wall mount only, but I have seen these mounted underneath walkways and things before. And it just has these two holes here, so I don't know if they mount directly onto an electrical box, if those are spaced appropriately for that, or if you just put the box and these screw to the sides of it. I'm not sure. The other interesting thing to note, as you probably have noticed, is this refractor assembly. It has a different spot right here. See how the lines are different? It's just a different design than the rest of it. Now, I would assume that this being different, maybe they wanted it against the building to help push the light in a different way, but there's this set screw here that when you screw on this assembly all the way, it prevents you from unscrewing it, and there's no other gaps on the assembly, and you'll see when we take it apart, for it to land in that way. So as far as I can tell, this on purpose is supposed to be right here instead of back here or over here, unless they just manufactured it wrong. I'm not entirely sure. It's just there. Of course, we have a photo cell here on the front. And that's pretty much a quick look around the fixture. Now, this does have its original bulb inside of it from the factory. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. So if we undo the set screw here, or at least loosen it up, we'll be able to open up the housing, or take the lens off rather, and there's the bulb. Boy, does that thing look like it has had a bang. Anyway, here is the refractor assembly, and this thing is thick. There is no doubt about that. Like, this is not your cheap 13 watt PL thing that you would find at Home Depot, Lowe's back in the day. This is some serious thick plastic going on here. But here's that ridge where the set screw would sit, and as far as I can tell, you can't really modify this to move it to a different position. This is just how it is. Now note there's this little dimple here, or hole rather, and when you screw it all the way on, that lines up directly with the screw here, almost like it's supposed to. So again, I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to go for here, unless this is a specialty refractor. Okay, let's take a look at the bulb here. Again, it's very sad. I have no idea what happened to it. It looks like it was manufactured that way, to be real honest. So it's a Philips bulb. It says Philips 50 watt. It says OEM on it, so it's definitely original. But look at the press down here. It's at an angle, like it was, molded that way. It's not like it got hit and it bent over. It literally looks like it was melted that way, or else I'm sure that would be cracked in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, really sad looking 50 watt high pressure sodium bulb. Oh, that's looking straight down at it. I guess you get some more light downward because it's at such an angle. But yeah, we'll continue to use it here because it's original, so why not? Of course, it's all plastic, and you have your sticker here stating to use only high pressure sodium bulbs, S68. Again, our two mounting holes here. Okay, well, I'm curious, as I'm sure you are as well, what in the world is inside of this? So let's open it up. Okay, let's see what we get. Looks like it's slotted in here at the top. So we'll try to pull that down. What if we kind of let it fall out? Oh, there we go. There it is. So inside, we have the photocell all the way there in the back. It's a area lighting research photocell. Not sure if you can see that real good in there. And we have our little Magnatech ballast. And our igniter right here. I wonder if there is any type of date on any of this. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's a date on the igniter here. There we go, 2000. And yes, definitely no use on this. Look at how clean it is. It is super clean in here. And they're doing these little metal things that slide into the ballast and you screw it down. I've seen that before on their wall packs that Hubbell makes. So yeah, pretty compact. And I'm sure it'll be fun to get that back in there. But we need to figure out how we want to power this thing. Obviously it needs a cord so we can turn it on. And we have these wires that are just coming right out of the back here. I'm wondering if there is a way that I could just run a wire down through the back and out, and then if it ever needs to be mounted, you just, screw it up wherever you please. So I might try doing that, but I'm going to give it a little bit here. You don't have to sit here with me while I think about it, and I'll be back when I've decided what we're going to do. So I settled on this cord here. I use these for a lot of the projects, but I would have used a smaller diameter one, but of course I used that on the previous fixture I was working on, and that was the last one I had. So here's our cord. Now I wanted a round one because I'm going to drill a hole here in the bottom and then either make a notch or something here, and then the wire is going to, work its way up into here, and we just won't have anything coming out of here. That way, if I want to use the fixture anywhere on a temporary basis, all I have to do is screw it to the wall. You're done. Okay, so that's what my plan is. Now I just need to find some appropriate drill bits for this size and make the holes on here. Okay, so I measured and marked out a little tiny pinhole right here, and that's going to be where we're going to start. So I'm probably going to make a mess doing this, but here we go. And be mindful of where your hands are. You don't want them getting hurt. Let's see how our wire fits. Hopefully it should be nice and snug. Yep. Look at that. Not bad. One thing to note while drilling that middle hole, you don't want it to go all the way through. You can see here I had it nick the back side. You just don't want it to go through the front. That's going to ruin everything. Now, why did I choose putting a hole here? Well, I don't need an electrical box then. And if I ever do mount this on the wall appropriately and use it the way it's intended, I can just fill that in with some type of epoxy. It's at the bottom. You're not really going to see it, and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to clean this up, and we'll get the wire fed through there. Got all the debris cleaned up, so let's go ahead and feed our wire up through here. It's hard to hold it up while balancing the ballast while doing this. That should fit through there. Indeed it does. So there we go. I'll probably put like a little zip tie around that or something as a cord restraint. Now sure, it'd probably be better if it's down here because this is a thicker, more substantial part of the fixture than this thin part right here. But if I put it up here, it's at least hidden because the metal part will cover it up. So we'll just put this on here to give it some type of strain relief. We'll just push it to the side. Ooh. There we go. Of course, we'll just curl it over like that. Now it has something holding the wire. Not bad. Now we have our original wires here, and we need to get this little pinch thing out, and you can do that through the other side here. I try to take some type of needle nose pliers, and I try to pinch this thing and push it out. There we go. Hey, that wasn't that bad. And then this should open up, and that'll come right off, and we will feed these wires back into the fixture here. There we go. Okay, now we just need to do some things with these wires. We don't need this ground anymore, and that's because the ground wire that we have coming in has its own little connector there on the end, so we can do away with this one. Don't need that wire. Can save that for another project. Now this one, let's see, it's gonna sit like this. So the wire's gonna just kind of come in there and sit. So we'll get that put back on. There we go. And we have our positive here, which, let me zoom in again, is just kind of like a pigtail, which we don't really need. We can just wire it directly to this one here. So let's just take that off. That wire can be used for another project. Okay, and then last but not least, we have our neutral here, and it's got its friends here as well. So let's just eliminate that. Why not? Don't need all this extra wire when we can just go right to the source. There we go. Okay, now let's grab our wires here, and we'll need to strip these. There we go. So then, of course, we'll put our white, our neutral, with the other ones right here. Kind of twist it around itself. Reuse these wire nuts, they look just fine. Okay, just make sure that it's not coming out. It's twisting together, very nice. And now we have our wire here that's going to the photocell on the front. So we'll twist those together, and again, put on our wire nut. A little bit of a reassurance there. Looking good. Okay, now we just got to get everything back in here. And I think that's going to be the hard part, because we have this little bundle of wires that needs to find its way home again. And we just disturbed it because it's not, well, really made to be opened. So, let's see here. Okay, and then all these wires, I suppose they could go down this groove thing. That's probably what that thing's there for, but they'll be fine off to the side like that. And this has to go up into the top here. So let me get that into its home. There it goes. And that's sitting down in there. I'm gonna lift this up just to take a look at these wires. You know, I don't want them getting pinched in there. And it looks like they're good. So we'll lower that back down. And now we have our, let me just move these wires over in here. Where did I set those screws? There they are. We'll put our screws back on to hold the back plate on. And one for the other side. There we go. Let's get that cord turned a certain way. I thought this went down further. I guess the cord, or I guess the sticker will cover up the zip tie. Now we have this hole here. I'm thinking what we'll do is just put this thing back in there. Just to plug it up. It's going to be loose, but whatever. That's fine for right now. Okay, hey, we got it all wired up. Now, of course, we have our sad-looking bulb here, but I think it's pretty unique. And, of course, our refractor globe. See, that little dot there lines up with the that. I don't know if it's supposed to. You don't see it anywhere else on the refractor assembly except for right there. And when you tighten it all the way, it lines up. So, I mean, you could put this in the back, but then it's loose. It's not, you know, it isn't making a seal. So I'm not sure. Anyway, of course, now we just gotta put it up somewhere and enjoy it. I found the perfect place for it. It fits right here at the end of the beam perfectly. Look at that. Same width and everything. There we go. Now we just gotta turn it on. Okay, let's turn off the lights. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Other than the little it's really quiet. Very cool to see one of these in high pressure sodium. Now the other thing I mostly notice these is that the refractor assembly tends to get yellowed over the years. Not too bad, but it definitely ends up getting that way. But anyway, let's watch it warm up. Okay, I'd say we're most certainly at full brightness. I don't believe it's changing much anymore in its luminance. So let's go ahead and see how well it's lighting everything up. There we are with it lighting everything up. Does a very good job. It puts light, well, pretty much everywhere. Of course, it puts light, you know, back this direction too, because it is a, you know, 360 degree refractor assembly in all directions. So of course this side is the more complex refractor side, and this right here is the more simpler. Definitely seems a little dimmer, and you can see a comparison right here. So that's why I'd assume that would be towards the back, but maybe it was a special order thing. I have no idea. We do get some light out the bottom. And it does light up the ground pretty nice and even. Very happy with it. Let's go ahead and watch it cool down. I really do hope you enjoyed this video of this Hubbell 50 watt jelly jar porch light style high pressure sodium fixture. I've always seen these around, and now there's one in the collection. and it's pretty cool to be able to share it with all of you. So once again, I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and also please comment, rate, share, and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.